Welcome to my very first video. My name is Jay, and just a couple of weeks ago, I closed a big chapter of my life. After many years working in the IT industry, I decided to resign from my job and take a very different path. I am now in my early 40s, and I have officially entered what you might call early retirement. But it's not the kind of retirement where you stop doing anything. Instead, it's a new beginning. I'm building a life funded by dividends and designed around freedom, travel, and creativity. And I want to take you along on this journey. For most of my career, I worked in IT. Long working hours, tight deadlines, exciting challenges, but also constant pressure. I learned a lot, I grew a lot. But at some point, I realized I wasn't living the life I truly wanted. My dream was not to spend my best years in an office, but to have the freedom to choose how and where I live. So, 2 weeks ago, I walked away from the chapter. And instead of feeling fear, I felt relief, because I had been preparing for this moment for years. How am I able to do this? The short answer is dividends. Over the years, I've been investing, adjusting my portfolio, and recently I rebalanced it carefully. Today, my investments are structured so that after taxes, I receive around 3 million Korean won per month in dividends. That's roughly about 2,200 US dollars. Is it a fortune? No. But it's enough to live on, especially if I live simply and choose locations where the cost of living is reasonable. It gives me freedom. Freedom to stop trading time for money. Freedom to explore. Freedom to create. My plan is to live as a digital nomad. That means I won't be tied to one place. I will start from my home base here in Korea, but eventually I want to travel to other countries, spend a month or two in each location, and experience life as a local. I'm not aiming for luxury. I want authenticity, staying in modest apartments, eating local food, shopping in markets, and really seeing how people live in different parts of the world. At the same time, I'll be documenting how dividend income can support this kind of lifestyle. So, why am I starting a YouTube channel? Because I believe stories are meant to be shared. I could just live quietly off my dividends, but I want to connect with people who are curious about early retirement, financial independence, or just living differently. I want to show that you don't need millions in the bank to design a life you love. You need a strategy, some discipline, and the courage to step away from the conventional path. This channel will be about more than numbers. Yes, I will share my dividend portfolio, income updates, and strategies. But I will also share my daily life, my travels, and the ups and downs of this journey. In upcoming videos, you can expect monthly dividend income reports, both before and after tax. My thought process when rebalancing investments. Honest breakdowns of living costs in different countries as a digital nomad. Reflections on leaving a corporate career behind. And of course, personal stories, the small wins, the mistakes, and the lessons I learned along the way. This is not a get-rich-quick story. It's not about showing off. It's about building a life with intention. I know some people might look at my decision and think it's risky or even irresponsible. But to me, the real risk is spending your life doing something that doesn't bring you joy, waiting until you are 65 to start living. I'd rather live with less, but live fully, starting now. So, if you're interested in financial independence, dividend investing, or just curious about how someone in their 40s can step away from a traditional career and live off passive income, I invite you to subscribe and follow along. This is just beginning, and I'd love for you to join me on the journey. Thank you for watching my very first video. I'm Jay, and this is the start of my new life on dividends. See you in the next one.